Hello again, and for today, I have kind of a different commentary in the sense that they haven't really been in the news, so there's not really much to talk about other than the points that I have listed. And what am I talking about exactly? Well, I'm obviously talking about Antifa, the communist front group for all anarcho-communists who want to go out to any rally and bash the fish and say, yo, all cops are bastards, man. And, obviously be a useless drag on society. Well, the reason why I don't have anything current to tie it to is because, A, rallies have been canceled due to the Chinese coronavirus, and B, there hasn't been lots of these kinds of big events like the Battles of Berkeley, the Unite the Right rally, what are some of the other good ones? Oh yeah, the Proud Boys versus Antifa, the Patriot Prayer rallies. Like that kind of shit died down once Proud Boys started getting thrown in jail and the mayor of Portland completely tried to kick out the Patriot Prayer group out of Portland. And so you don't get to see a lot of this stuff anymore. So I'm just going to make the moral and rational argument as to why I think Antifa is essentially the bad guys. And to start off, I'm going to state how they are optically evil looking. That is the first point of this commentary. If you were to see a black clad, scrappy looking kid with his face covered and you can't see his hair, he's got a hood up, you're going to look at that person and say, that looks like someone looking to cause trouble because they are hiding their identity. If they really believed in what they believed in, they would be a little more forthcoming. But no, Antifa are committing criminal acts when they assault people, when they throw mortars into a fucking crowd, when they're trying to cause riots in the city because, oh my fucking god, Milo Yiannopoulos is coming to spread his dangerous fascist ideas. And yeah, this video sounds like it could be made in 2018. I'm sorry, but these are the facts of what these people fucking look like. And you cannot dismiss that just because it's the current year. So, yeah, again, if you are one of these Antifa goons, you should really look into a course on optics because you don't got any. The second point that makes them the world's worst good guys is that they are open communists. I'm just going to give out the flat statistics. At least 100 million people have been killed by communism according to the Victims of Communism statistics. It doesn't matter that it's a bunch of countries put together. Some of those bigger events, like the Killing Fields in Cambodia or the Cultural Revolution with the Great Leap Forward in China, those events killed more people than the victims of the Holocaust. And the fact that we don't admit that as a society is the reason that communism has been allowed to be spread as far as possible. You see, all of your teachers will immediately go into some fucking crying just fit about the Holocaust. But ask them about the fucking gulags and, utter silence. Utter fucking silence. So, that is the second point there. And the third point, obviously following all of this, is that they have a skewed moral code in the sense that these are the people, let me remind you, that believe that words are violence and that the violence that they inflict, which is physical, big difference between the two, is justified. Does that sound like someone with a strong moral character to you? Obviously not. It is obviously the wrong thing to do to hit people because you disagree with them. It is also just not civil. So again, these are the uncivilized, unwashed communist masses. And if you are to think that they are the good guy, well, you're being lied to. I don't know if you know that. And so following up on that, I have my final point as to why they are the world's worst good guys. And it's the very easy point, following up from the skewed moral code, is that they're engaging in criminal activity for justice. Okay, when you burn a city down because you don't like the evil conservative speaker coming to campus, or you show up in fucking droves to go harass Ben Shapiro because you're a leftist, I'm sorry, you're trying to start shit. And good on the cops of these highly progressive cities for arresting people who break the law, because that's what's done in civil society. If you do not follow the law, you will be arrested. It doesn't matter what you believe. You cannot just commit civil disobedience on a whim. You have to actually have good reason to do so. And their reasons to do so are they're conservative, they must die. Not good reasons. So what is to be done about Antifa? Because, again, some of these cities, when it comes to the law, side with these protesters. You know, Portland is obviously an Antifa activist zone. Seattle could also be said as such based on their proximity. There's places in San Francisco that are also probably hotbeds for this line of thought. And so what is to be done? Well, first off, you got to stop calling them a domestic terrorist organization. And like Styx Hexenhammer said years ago, you must declare Antifa a criminal front. You must get the FBI to declare them a criminal organization, because they have websites that should be on the dark web, like It's Going Down, but they are openly discussing their tactics and trying to get people to follow through with their plans. That is criminal behavior. It should be prosecuted as such, and you shouldn't be siding with them in legal cases. And how do you get the law to work against these people? You make sure that people know that Antifa and anyone who sympathizes with an Antifa-like cause is part of a criminal front group. Simple as. There's literally no way to do this, because clearly when all those people signed that Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization, it didn't fucking work. So you gotta really lock them in and get right down to the nitty-gritty of what Antifa is, which is a criminal organization. So I'm going to start to wrap this up. I think I've got everything down, and hopefully there will be something done like my suggestion, because, again, that happened. I remember signing that on whitehouse.gov to declare Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. I thought it would work. Clearly nothing fucking didn't. Clearly they're Proud Boys who totally do not deserve to be in jail. Even if they did start fighting, they're clearly getting completely instigated by these communist agitators. And this is the problem in our society, is these communist agitators. They have been doing all kinds of shit like this ever since 2016, when Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. They have been emboldened by this quote-unquote power grab by Donald Trump and conservatives. And it's going to get worse if it's not being addressed right now. So we might as well start getting the ball rolling on making sure Antifa is known to all members of the justice system as a criminal organization. So, to all of Antifa, to all of their sympathizers, if you do not understand what you are doing is wrong, well, then you better tread lightly, because the good people of America know that you are the bad guy.